A video on Lewis versus Pastor. This is their second fight and their record at the time. This fight was one of Lewis's best for him demonstrating his right cross. He managed to use the cross so consistently throughout this fight, particularly when pressuring Pastor. Please bear in mind this is a cross, not a straight. This fight was the next after Tony Galanto, which was fantastic, and I have a video on that too. Lewis parries Pastor's jab and crosses over the top and gets a knockdown, very similar to what happened to Galanto, but because of Galanto's size he needed a bit of extra encouragement with a left hook too. The cross was mainly used when pressuring and the left hook was used mainly as counters. What I want you to notice with the hook is just how little swing there is, and how Lewis turns it over with such a small range of motion. And as always with Lewis, he uses a stiff jab to either move his opponent back or to draw punches, and this fight is no different. These will be damaging punches, not flick jabs. And here are a few examples of Lewis using the jab-hook combination, a great fundamental which adds variety and can easily wear your man down, while being very defensively responsible. This first example, Lewis lands a cross which sends Pastor to the ropes. Pastor then manages to duck the next cross. Lewis lands 2 out of 3 hooks and then knocks Pastor down with a final cross. Lewis adapts from moments before and waits for him to rise up from the duck, where then he lands that cross. Lewis gets another knockdown with another cross. Lewis can't seem to miss these right hands, can he? This second example, I've included it as it shows Pastor's dodging the right hand. Lewis starts with a standard 1-2. He then does a left hook cross combination, which is where Pastor manages to angle out, showing that they can't all land. The third example, Lewis lands 2 stiff jabs while Pastor misses 2. I think this is important as you can see that by keeping off the centre line, Pastor's first jab goes over Lewis's left shoulder. He's also in a very good position, he's ready for any more, which do come, and he easily parries it. Lewis then lands a 1-2, but again, look at Lewis's head movement. It's not much, but it's enough for that jab not to hit clean, and goes over his right shoulder this time. And that's as he throws his own right hand. This is built-in defense as he punches. But after he demonstrates not admiring your work, and ducks a jab, things like that are the difference between good boxers and great boxers. The fourth example is a great example of less is more. Lewis is patient, and I think Pastor at this point is trying anything as he's been hurt multiple times. He's moving erratically while Lewis is like a sniper, just waiting for the opportunity, which he gets, and he lands another cross. The next part, Pastor slips inside to try and slip the cross if it does come. However, Lewis doesn't throw a punch, instead he pulls him lower with his left hand and then uses his famous right uppercut left hook combination. Just a great example of controlling your opponent, and something you may not have noticed but is very important for Lewis's style. Covered in my video in the description, Lewis puts his head on their left shoulder. It allows them to smother their punches, stay on balance, control and push them, and its importance cannot be understated. This again is another example of him not admiring his work. He lands that uppercut hook combination and then he's straight into that position. And I thought I'd just put this clip in from their first fight where Lewis lands uppercut and then 2 hooks. Example 5 is important because it shows that Lewis would not always defend then attack but counterpunch you as you were punching. Here he lands a cross and a glancing hook himself. As Pastor throws a left hook, Pastor then deflects a second left hook. Lewis then parries the jab and misses a hook counter but doesn't miss the cross. That leads to yet another knockdown. This shows how great parries are, as you can land powerful counters as you maintain that mid-range distance. Finally, I have some clips which demonstrate just how great Lewis's defence was. Some great examples of parries and slips, a perfect shoulder roll and some ducking. And this shows that shoulder rolls were used long before the Mayweathers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video.